Good morning, everyone. This is Clarissa Myers, better known as Recie by many of my friends.
Good morning, and I'm her husband, Roland, recording live from Richmond, Virginia.
Yes, and I'm going to go ahead and tag him because we're doing this together. So every morning we come and share just a nugget or two that can help anyone, help us, help you, not only in your daily life, but in your professional, your business life. And this morning we're going to address another C. But before I do that, the snow is melting away finally. And I really wanted to go out there and walk, but I'm going to have to do that later. This way Roland can join me. Good morning, Sibo. Good morning to you. And I can wave to you there. So as I was saying, this whole week, Monday, and today's Thursday, could you believe it? This whole week we've been addressing those 10 qualities that help anyone tap into the greatness, the power that we all have within us. And we do have that power. And we need to be able to tap into it and exercise it and use it, utilize it. Monday we addressed clarity of thinking, clarity in your vision and being very decisive in whatever you do, not beating around the bush. Tuesday we talked about competence in anything that you do, in any field that you're in. You have to be competent. You have to be the best. People like working with the best. People like purchasing or buying things from the best. If you need something, that whatever it is, if your car is not working right, you're not going to take the Joe Blow in the corner. You're going to take it to the best place because you want to know that you're getting excellent service. Good morning to you, Robert. Yesterday we talked about what did we talk about yesterday? I think we talked about concentration.
Concentration. How could we forget that?
Yeah, concentration. And to focus on whatever it is that you're doing, and you work to completion. Complete that project, whatever it is, and do it to the best of your ability in an efficient amount of time. And today, believe it or not, another C. All of these 10 qualities are habits that we can practice and make it part of us. Guess what number 4 is? You might be able to see it in the notes, but it is common sense. Sometimes people say common sense is not really so common. And in fact, there was a gentleman named Charlie Jarvis. This is a quote. He says, "The average person has an enormous amount of common sense, but they just haven't used any of it yet." I thought that was
catchy.
Yeah. And there's some other sayings, other quotes, and of course, the Bible says, seek and it says seek and you shall find. And the experiences that we go through in life, every single experience, if we stop and reflect on it, there is a lesson somewhere in it for us. And if you seek, you will find it, So let me just go on. Common sense, we can train our brains, to think things through before taking action. And it is said that every single, that's another quote. Let me see if I can find it. I wrote it down somewhere here. Yeah. Every single action that we take that is failure comes from us not thinking it through. So we have to think things through before we take action. And sometimes it's not maybe an easy decision to make. Maybe you may have to think and ponder on it for a day or two or maybe longer before you take an action, because you want to be sure that whatever action you're taking is sound. Again, common sense comes from taking the time to think things through. I reflect on my childhood, and one of my cousins came to visit us for the summer. And children, their way of thinking is not necessarily accurate. And so as a child will think as a child, but an adult you should be thinking as an adult, not in a child's body. Does that make sense?
Child's mind.
So my cousin, he came over, and we had a young puppy, and we had an older dog. The older dog loved to chase cars. Every time a car drove by the street, he'd take off running and barking and, yapping at the tires. I don't know what it is that set him off. But my cousin, we were kids at the time, he thought for sure it would be so cute to see the big dog walking the little dog. So he took the leash and put it around the bigger dog's neck. And look how cute, the big dog is walking the little dog. And a car came by. And you know what happened. The big dog, he took off running, chasing after the car, yapping at the tires, and dragging behind him the little puppy who got street burned. And so here again, he did not think it through. Of course, he was a child at the time. But the same thing applies to us as adults. We have to have common sense. Every failure is a result of not taking the time to think things through. Yes, good morning. Some other people came on. Roland, can you see? Okay, good morning to you, Roger. Glad that you can join us. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning to you. And I think I missed somebody else here. Okay, and Tennis, good morning to you. Glad that you guys can join us. We've just been talking about ways that you can tap into the greatness, the power that you have within. If we use there may be others, but I'm going to be addressing these 10 that Tracy had shared. All right, good morning. We can wave to you. Roland, can you think of any situations like that, when we're not using our common sense, and even either today, now, or when you were a child?
Well, sometimes when we see we want to make an investment and it's too good to be true, we haven't searched through all of the facts yet. That's the time we should use our common sense.
Yes, and they say a lot of times, your first thought may be accurate, but you don't necessarily have to act on it right away. And sometimes, you maybe attend a conference, or you attend a webinar, a seminar, or something, and they've laid out a lot of information, and time is of the essence, and sometimes you're kind of like pressed to make a decision, like today, make the decision today. Some people can be cautious, and it's good to be cautious, but thinking everything through. Once you have all the facts, you need to research the facts and make sure. And sometimes they give you like a window of maybe 24 hours or something.
Peer pressure is terrible.
Yes. Anyway, so that is the fourth C, common sense. Just to recap, clarity of thinking, that was the first C. Second C was competence, to be the best at whatever you're doing. The third C was to be able to concentrate and on whatever it is that you're doing, whatever task it is, and seeing it through to completion. And then today, number 4, common sense. Unfortunately, it's some people don't. Oh, and like I said, whatever our experiences are, we have intuition inside of us. And the intuition is kind of like a guide that helps you to make the best decision for you. It's kind of like that sixth sense. You're trying to think about something. Should I do this? And you're pondering, and maybe your gut feeling, that intuition tells you, maybe that's maybe not the wisest thing. Or sometimes you say, hey, this is a great opportunity, and you go through with it. So it's dependent on the person. You have to, life experiences give us wisdom. We learn from the experiences. There's some people who may have been in a relationship, and the relationship somehow dissolved. Then maybe they've broken up, and without taking time to say, okay, let me sit back. Let me evaluate what happened in the relationship. Where did things go wrong? Because you don't want to be jumping into the next relationship and repeating those same mistakes, And so we have to approach life using that common sense, that intuition that we have within us. Okay, and it's something that can be practiced and developed. I'm sorry, I'm talking so much, Roland. Did you want to say something?
No, I just said all these things help us to discover what the truth is. And a lot of times truth have to be discovered. And common sense is a part of discovering, the truth in matters. So that's what we need to be aware of. And that's why we really need to pay attention to our common sense. There are a lot of times we don't pay attention to our common sense because we want to believe what we want to believe. Mm-hmm. I want to believe I can get rich quick by doing this, that, or the other. But our common sense is telling us there is actually no quick way of getting rich besides hitting the lottery. And even that takes a lot of risk.
Right.
And,
And as you're saying that, it made me think of right now what's going on in our government, in the news. You've heard about fake news, but we have common sense that, given the facts, we can evaluate for ourselves and make decisions for ourselves, and not be persuaded that fantasy is reality.
Yeah. So when it's promising everything, beware.
So that's what we have for you today. And I forgot to say, Roland and I come every morning to share little nuggets with you with entrepreneurs who are spiritual entrepreneurs who they know what they want and are willing to not settle, to go after it. And that's who we're talking to. Oh, sorry, somebody else came on here. Let me see if I can see. Oh, several people came on. Oh my, I'm sorry. We're just busy here talking. We said hello to Roger. We said hello to Tennis. Good morning. And Cherie, good morning to you. I can wave. Good morning, Ursula. Good morning. Good morning to you. And I think I missed somebody else here. Dan. Last time I said Dawn. Dan. Good morning, Dan. And John, good morning. Let's see.
I wish we knew where all these people are
I
from.
know. Yeah. Tell us where you're tuning in. Thank you, Roland, because I sometimes forget. Tell us where you're tuning in from. Share this out if anything that we've said resonates with you. And also, somewhere in the description, I do have a link to the 5-day, this is my January 5-day Facebook challenge. If you are someone who feels that you have a message inside, but for whatever reason you've been hesitant or timid or afraid to just go for it, I do have a group, 5-day challenge, Facebook Live challenge that we're going to be starting on Monday of next week. And so you can click on it if you would like some support, and I'm here to support you because guess what? That was me. Believe it or not, that was me not too very long ago. And look, also in the description, I do have, for those of you who don't necessarily need that support, there is a link to a course that you can take that can help you to also do Facebook Live. All right, so that's what we have for you today.
And I'd like to say thank you, Cousin Jay, for that compliment. I think
oh,
just
read it out.
on,
What did it say?
And then there's Dan.
Okay, let's see. Let me go back and see if I can see it. All right. Dan says hello from Japan. R&R. Rest and relaxation. I think that's what it means. R&R. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll take a trip over there for some rest and relaxation. And Ursula says, good morning, Ursula. Common sense isn't common. Yes, for some people. Jay says, Cousin Roland, that was deep. I'm going to watch the replay. Great, thank you. So yes, and do share it out because if you're getting any value, you owe it to yourself to share it with others. We don't keep things to ourselves. So we want us to say thank you for joining us. And Roland, I'm going to let you close off today.
Yes, and so you all have a very powerful day. Remember to use your common sense in your business endeavors. And, we will see you tomorrow.
At 8 o'clock.
Sharp if possible.
Bye.
Bye-bye.